Alright guys, today we're going to talk about how to sharpen your knife. Most of you have seen a stone like this one or have a stone like this one. If you went out and you just bought yourself a new hunting knife, you went out, you gutted an animal, you carved up some sticks, whatever you did with your new knife, comes a point where you're going to want to sharpen your knife, right? Somebody who's never sharpened a knife, they went and bought one of these three textured stones. They'd probably start with the coarse, and that would probably destroy your blade. You would want to start out with the coarse on maybe your axe or your hatchet, but not on your knife. Most likely you're going to start out excuse me, you're going to want to start out over here on medium to fine. These knives, as you can tell, are pretty sharp already. This one here, I've doled it out pretty good, cutting steak and meat and whatever with this one. I got it for a Christmas gift. This one's pretty dull, and this one does pretty good. It's a real thin, hard steel knife, and that one's pretty sharp. So what you're going to want to do is we'll start out with this knife. And this was the dullest knife, but I got this sharpener here. I was testing out, and it's a pull through sharpener. These will destroy your knife. You don't want to use that on any knife like this or like this, but it does work great on your old timer, and it works great on utility knives. If you have a razor blade or anything like that, you can pull this through, and it works real nice for getting your utility knife or even your old timer sharp. Let's see if I can show you. So that works pretty good for the old timer. You can't use that sharpener on these knives. So that's when you're going to need a sharpener like this one here. And this knife, I've used it a lot. But even still, I know I'm going to start out on fine. And you actually want to use a little bit of water. And I have a little bit of water here. So I'll put a little bit of water on the blade. And there's different ideas on how to sharpen your knife. I do long strokes for the most part. But there comes times where you want to do some short strokes like that. Maybe you're trying to just specifically focus on an area. But the key is you don't want to cut into the stone. If it's too steep up and you're going like this, you're going to cut into the stone. You're going to destroy your blade. The key is to find the right angle where you can feel a smooth drag. And you're going to want to start out sharpening a cheaper knife. You're not going to want to start out of the gate sharpening, a Puma or anything like that. The Buck makes a good knife starting out, or pretty much any knife that, you're not too worried about messing up. But it's going to be a learning curve. You're going to spend quite a bit of time learning how to sharpen a knife. You'll probably actually make your knife duller before you make your knife sharper. So don't get discouraged if you do dull your knife, because if you never sharpened one, that's going to happen. So you're going to pull it smoothly. And once you practice enough, you'll know the feel. Also, depending on how hard your knife is, what you're using your knife is for, you can use different angles. If you have a real steep angle on a sharp, hard knife, that's going to be a utility. Maybe you're hacking through some wood, or something of that nature. If you're gutting or skinning a deer, you want more of a sharper angle, something that's going to cut through, but you're going to sharpen that blade a little bit more. And that's why they have different hardnesses of steel, all for the purpose that you're going to use the knife for. So let's see where we're getting with this knife here. It's pretty good. We'll see. This is a knife that tore the paper on the first cut. So Yeah, let's get that piece off out of the way. Well, it's getting sharper. It's still not there yet. Okay, let's see what we're getting with that. Oh yeah, that's getting where we want it. That's where we want it, right there. You know, and then I'm sure everybody has one of these that they've tried to sharpen a knife for. This isn't a knife sharpener, this is a knife honer. So what I do is I'll give it a hone like that, give it a hone like that. And it's all about, as I feel for imperfections in the steel. You'll see people, all chefs on here just slapping it up, you know. But I search for the imperfections of the steel, because what this is doing is when that sharp edge gets folded over, it's bending that sharp edge back up. So we just sharpen this knife. There shouldn't be too much of a bent edge, but we did give it a little bit of a hone, and that'll bring the real fine edges up. So let's see, here we go. Well, that's pretty good here. Let's see, get a good angle, good angle. That's much better. All right, that piece of paper's gone. So you better pause this video before it gets too long. If you have any questions on how to sharpen your knife, I'll do another upload, but that's pretty much what it's all involved. Over and out.